Zohran rizzed up Donald Trump as I fucking called it. I told you. It was a lock from a mile away. Did I not tell you that Donald Trump is a man who actually loves charisma, who actually fucking appreciates someone's telegenic presence? I fucking told you! Dude, Zohran rolled a natural 20. Holy shit. Did not expect him to go that hard. Brother, I fucking told you! I think there is a real charisma void, and Donald Trump is low-key kind of not devoid of motion for that reason, because he has charisma for his base especially. So he definitely recognizes that. He definitely appreciates that. Bro, I think you or me could charm the fuck out of Trump. I think so too. You don't have to like roll a nat 20. I mean, Zohran is uniquely charismatic, but like you don't really have to roll a nat 20. You could just be like kind of normal, and it does wonders, especially for a guy like Trump. Because think about it. Every guy he deals with on a fucking daily basis is like Lindsey Graham. And if every person you see is like Lindsey Graham or annoying sycophantic brown nosers who don't have any sort of motion whatsoever, and JD Vance, yeah, ZOHRAN MAMDANI is going to look like a sex god, dude. On the Democratic Party front, if the people that you're dealing with are people like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, you're going to meet a guy like ZOHRAN MAMDANI and be like, oh my God. I mean, he's a charismatic guy, but he's not like, I wouldn't even say that he's like Obama level. Maybe he's Obama. Maybe he'll get there eventually. But you have to remember, Donald Trump likes Bernie, or thought Bernie was a very big threat, right? Why did Trump invite MAMDANI after having a mental breakdown after he won? What do you think? Because two reasons. One, because he can't destroy New York, because that's where he's from. Like, Donald Trump is a good politician, partially for this reason, okay? I hate him. I disagree with him. I think he's a clown. I think he's incompetent. I think he's an animal. I think he's a fascist. However, he is a quote-unquote good politician if you recognize that he is getting whatever his agenda is across, right? He gets to dominate. He gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. And a part of that is because he has an eye for talent. He knows who to play ball with. He knows how to push and pull a little bit. He's a New York real estate social demon. He likes to be around people that he thinks are cool. He recognizes game. In his life, the only thing that he's been successful at is reality TV show guy. That is the only thing he's been good at. He has been an abject failure on every other front, but as a reality TV show guy, he has an eye for talent. Like, that was literally his job. The only thing he's been successful at, outside of just like being a fucking fascist, unfortunately for all of us, is being a reality TV show guy who would fire and hire people. That was the whole concept around the Apprentice. Like, his whole job was to just look at who is talented and recognize talent and keep them on the fucking show, right?
We had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually. And some very liberal people. He won't surprise them because they already like him.
Bro, he's glazing Zohran. Of course he's glazing Zohran. It's the same reason why he always talks about how he likes Claudia Scheinbaum. Says like, she's a very powerful lady. Very powerful lady. Very powerful. This lady, she's got power. She's very good. Donald Trump recognizes someone with talent. Anyone with talent, anyone with power, anyone with something that they have offered to Donald Trump, he loves them. He is Mr. What will you do for me? He also, and I think Michael from Pennsylvania is right when he says this, he is a New York nationalist. He likes charisma, and he also really loves New York. This was part of the reason why I thought there was no way he was going to actually cook New York. He's Mr. New York. Deep down inside, the guy that wants to be loved, and admired and respected by the New York elite has never gone away. Trump also loves a winner. It makes total sense. Does this worry you that Zohran is moving to the center? No, not entirely. I mean, there is stuff that he's already done. There's stuff that he's already doing, like keeping Jessica Tisch on board and things that I disagree with him on in terms of like how he has dealt with the Chiose situation, but this is not one of those instances. But like I said, only time will tell. Remember, this motherfucker's not even the mayor yet. Like, he's technically not even the mayor yet. He's the mayor elect, right? Wait till January for him to be mayor first. For the record, this is also disrespectful. Like, what Trump is doing here is making him stand. It's disrespectful. That's just how he does it, though. If you get to sit in the cuck chair next to him in the other room, that's the highest level of respect Trump has for you. If he makes you stand next to his desk, then he's still disrespecting you. This is maximum disrespect. Putting those fucking Trump 2028 hats on right in front of them, specifically for this image. That is like, he just brought you in for a photo op. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue.
It sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who had betrayed the country. You said you'd be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda.
Shaking hands and smiling with the man who oversaw the genocide you campaigned on opposing is disgusting, no matter how much of a power play it is. Wait, what? Dog, what the fuck are you saying? He's the fucking president. What are you saying right now? Yo, y'all need to fucking wake up, okay? Some of you unironically behave in the crustiest, most anarchist, most fucking unbearable, hyper woke, rad lib loser ways possible. That's the fucking president. If the Hamas political bureau can sit across the fucking table from dudes who called the assassination of their children a week prior, then you have to develop a better understanding of how this stuff works. What the fuck are you talking about? Donald Trump is saying he's going to shut off money flowing into New York City. You have to talk to the president. Oh my God, I'm losing my fucking mind. Like the insanity. You have to be 12, right? Like, this is the, you know how we always say, oh yeah, that's funny, you're 12. When we talk about like Republicans, I think that's like the left's version of being 12. The left's version of being 12 is when you're like, oh, excuse me, I can't believe you're platforming Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like, that is your version of being a fucking 12-year-old. I'm sorry. This is, when I see chats like that, I do understand why so many of these fucking annoying liberals are constantly talking about how unrealistic my worldview is about politics or whatever, because they met someone like that in the wild and they just have never watched my stream, I guess. So they fucking automatically assume that that's the type of person that I am, I guess. You sound like a Cory Booker voter right now. This is your liberal take, bro. You're a liberal. Man, shut your bitch ass up. 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 He's like, dude, I don't understand. Why wouldn't he like instantly arm the NYPD as the revolutionary Marxist-Leninist vanguard and go attack the president? What is he supposed to do? He's the fucking mayor of New York. Shut the fuck up. You are stupid. And you need to know you're stupid. If that is your take, you are a stupid person. And you have to also understand, like, what do I always say about fucking Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries? I'm never like, oh, I can't believe they're meeting with the president. I'm saying, I can't believe they're not actually dealing with the president. You are 12. You are 12. You're 12-year-old. You have to be a 12-year-old. He should have tried to engage in fisticuff. No, people don't understand politics is not even the case. Like, they have a childlike brain, a childlike sense of wonderment, and a childlike brain. That's what it is.
Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the president is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Yeah, I want to issue a trigger warning, everybody. I'm platforming Donald Trump. I want to apologize ahead of time. I want to do a land acknowledgement. This is stolen land, and just let you know that I apologize for that. I apologize profusely for my legitimization of fascism. And I apologize even for Zohran Mamdani, honestly. I platform Zohran Mamdani, who's platforming Donald Trump, and I'm also in the process of platforming Donald Trump. So I just wanted to say I'm so sorry.
You're both from different parts of the political spectrum. You're both populists, though, and I just wonder to what extent the president's campaign style, his techniques, his social media use inspired any part of your campaign.
Well, I actually told the president that, so much of the focus of our campaign has been on the cost of living crisis. And when we asked those New Yorkers who had voted for the president, when we saw an increase in his numbers in New York City, that came back to the same issue: cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And they spoke about the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, the cost of...
Oh, God. This motherfucker is a salesman, dude. He really is. One of the best ways to convince a person is not to force your opinions down their throat, but it's instead to make it seem like they came to this conclusion. So for Zohran Mamdani, one of the best ways that he constantly talks about the affordability situation is when he ties it back to Donald Trump by stating that Donald Trump actually ran a pretty effective campaign that won on the issues of affordability. He makes it seem as though they are completely aligned on this issue. Now, of course, Donald Trump hasn't done dick about affordability, but it's also true that he actually ran on affordability. So Trump knows that this is successful. Trump knows that this is an issue that he has to address. So he can't just fucking sit there. He can't just sit there and be like, no, I don't care about affordability.
And too often politicians are looking to lecture to New Yorkers what they should care about as opposed to listen. And when we spoke to those voters who voted for President Trump, we heard them speak about cost of living. We focus on that same cost of living. And that's where I am really looking forward to delivering for New Yorkers in partnership with the president on the affordability agenda.
And I think we have to work a little bit. We talked about Con Edison. We have to.
Look, he likes him. Oh my God, brother, you can, like, I see it. He fucking likes him, dude. Oh, he's cooking. Trump is in a unique predicament because he's obviously withering away with his support in his base. He has to beef up his populist bona fides. Zohran Mamdani has a lot of motion and a lot of momentum. So obviously this is a great opportunity for him to lean into that, just to grab onto it. He also, I think, sees this as a decent opportunity to drive a bigger wedge in the Democratic Party. Trump sees this as an opportunity to shit on Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, who he knows vehemently dislike Zohran Mamdani.
And I want to clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
And Mr. President, I wanted to ask you also about this Ukraine plan.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I have to play that back. The arm pat, no, you can call me a fascist. I don't mind. What the fuck? That is the craziest part about it. This is probably the craziest part.
It's easier.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay.
Donald Trump stepped in front of the fascism question for him. Like, what is going on? There's also obviously like a terrifying prospect of this. It's unique because Donald Trump literally defends Zohran Mamdani there for calling him a fascist. It's also weird and scary because why the fuck is Donald Trump openly being like, yeah, I am a fascist? Donald Trump is too dumb to know what a fascist is? No. That right there is actually deflating the term fascism. He's giving Zohran an out and saying, you don't have to back away from your position here and make yourself look bad. You're a winner. This is your moment in the spotlight. I don't really care about this term at all. They just call me that. Just like they call me racist, but it doesn't mean anything. That's most likely his belief system here. He's basically saying like, don't worry about it. Like, it's fine. It's not true, but it is what it is type of situation, which is still pretty fucked up. It's not that he has no clue what it means. He knows what it means. He doesn't mind being perceived as such, partially because he thinks this is a game. It's a very cynical way to approach the subject. But he's just like, yeah, it's just a game. You're playing your song and dance. I'm playing my song and dance. It is what it is, right? This Save Thanksgiving across America. Yeah, so close to Thanksgiving. A lot of you guys are going to have a really funny time with your relatives. After months and months of Zohran Mamdani is a communist, it's terrifying. He's really bad. Donald Trump just basically deflates a year's worth of insane negative commentary and coverage from Fox News with one single meeting, with one single light tap on the shoulder. Donald Trump just basically came in and was like, no, this guy is handsome, he's funny, he's charismatic, he's going to do well. You know, he calls himself a communist. It's all right. He calls me a fascist. I'm all right with that. We're just playing politics, right? Come on. We both love affordability, don't you think? This is aura. There's no other way to put it. You got a 34-year-old anti-Zionist, Muslim, socialist mayor of New York that was called a fucking terrorist, anti-Semitic terrorist, Islamist jihadist every single fucking day. And he won so resoundingly against a lot of his ops in the media, against a lot of the ops in the establishment Democrats, and of course the entirety of the right wing, that Donald Trump has to sit there and try to take some of his shine, because plenty of mayors win elections. Donald Trump is not inviting them to the fucking White House to talk to them, and to talk to them like this. You have to think, why is Donald Trump doing this? The reason why Donald Trump is doing this is because he wants a little bit of that motion. He's low-key clout chasing ZOHRAN MAMDANI at a time when he recognizes his base of support is withering away. Where are all the Fox News commentators saying that ZOHRAN was ammo for the right? What is the right going to say about him? I mean, they're going to go back to it. Trump is going to go back to it. Trump is going to talk about how ZOHRAN is a fucking scary communist. Donald Trump was obviously very aggressive about ZOHRAN when he was running for office, but he wasn't as racist about ZOHRAN MAMDANI, ironically enough, as Andrew Cuomo was, as fucking Kirsten Gillibrand was. Kirsten Gillibrand says ZOHRAN MAMDANI wants to do Islamic jihad and kill all the Jews. Donald Trump never said that. Like, think about that. Isn't that fucking insane? I brought it up throughout the election cycle. I was like, Donald Trump, partially because of all of his dealings with, you know, all the Gulf leaders and whatnot, he sees Muslims as like magic money men. He was less aggressive about ZOHRAN's background during the election than fucking establishment Democrats were. Some establishment Democrats were way more racist about ZOHRAN. I also do love this because this meetup, I'm sorry, this meetup absolutely breaks the brains of Hasbarists.
Mr. Mamdani, anti-Israel protesters just targeted a synagogue in New York. Are you concerned about Jewish New Yorkers feeling welcome and safe in the city? And President Trump, you've threatened to cut off federal funding to New York City. What policies would prompt you to do that? Would that be city-run grocery stores? Would it be something else?
Yeah, this is another thing that fucking annoys me to no end. Yeah, once again, another like Jewish place of worship being used to literally illegally sell stolen property in the West Bank, in direct violation of New York City rules, in direct violation of international human rights, in direct violation of all the fucking laws. And then when people protest outside of it, everybody goes, oh my God, I cannot believe how anti-Semitic people are. It's one of the most annoying things. And every single time, dumb fuck liberals will eat that bait and be like, oh my God, I am so saddened. I'm so upset. Not at the fact that these guys are basically fucking violating every single rule and every single law and demonstrating one of the most like immoral things that you can do, like doing it in a fucking place of worship. That's not what's saddening for these people. It's the fact that people actually are criticizing it. It's the fact that people are actually protesting against it. It's like, shut the fuck up. Lock in, man. What do you think is the bigger problem here? The fact that people are protesting against like people illegally selling stolen fucking houses in an apartheid state in a place of worship? Or the people protesting against that outside of the place of worship?
We had a meeting today that actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see housing being built. He wants to see rents coming down, all things that I agree with. Now, we may disagree how we get there. The rent coming down, I think one of the things I really gleaned very much today, he'd like to see him come down, ideally, by building a lot of additional housing. Yeah. That's the ultimate way. He agrees with that, and so do I. But if I read the newspapers and the stories, I don't hear that. But I heard him say it today, and I think that's a very positive step. No, I don't expect. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help. Because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from. I spent a lot of years there. Now I'm right here. We took a big setback with the mayor that we had, named de Blasio. I thought it was a tremendous setback.
Yeah, once again, by the way, call of the year. I told you he would have played ball with Zohran. And here he is, balling on it. Here he is, playing ball. I did not expect him to cooperate like this. No, you don't understand Trump. If you thought that Donald Trump was going to go after someone like Zohran in a negative manner in person, you do not understand how Trump operates. Trump loves charisma. Trump endorsed MAMDANI before Schumer did. Trump was less Islamophobic to Zohran Mamdani during the campaign than Kirsten Gillibrand was, than Andrew Cuomo was. Donald Trump understands where to push and pull. That's why he won the presidency, man. He knows. He's a room reader. He knows who's popping. He's doing it because his base is frustrated at him with affordability, and he sees Zohran Mamdani's victory as an affordability victory. So he's trying to be like, hey, see, we're on the right side. We're on the right track. We're on the same side, you and I. Donald Trump never did the Islamo-communist jihadist shit. He only did the Zohran is a communist. Zohran is a communist. Like, isn't that crazy? Do you not find that to be even a little interesting? I certainly do. He did say he would deport him. Yeah, he called him a foreigner. It's funny because I'm not confused by this, but it seems Republicans are. And the reason why I'm not confused by this is because as a Trump stan, I understand him better than his own cult does. Trump loves winners. He has a unique eye for talent, and he knows this will make the establishment Dems look horrible. He'll continue calling Zohran a communist tomorrow. But for today, he's taking a little bit of that shine.
Thank you, Mr. President. You're a billionaire. You have a different address nowadays than you used to, but you used to call New York City home. Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would.
Ooh, that is, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's such a good question and such a good answer. Oh my Lord, what are my ears hearing right now? What is coming out of this man's mouth? He said, yes, I would. That's an endorsement, folks. Donald Trump is endorsing woke Sharia. He's endorsing global jihad. He's endorsing Islamo-Gauchism. He's endorsing Islamo-communism. God damn, dude. Are you fucking serious? Are you be for real right now? Oh, my Lord.
After the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you comfortable?
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job.
Okay,
You know, he may have different views.
Okay, this goes even beyond my expectations. Never mind. I know I said I precog this already, but like this goes beyond. This goes beyond the precog. He is glazing. Oh my Lord.
But in many ways, you know, we were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on. Tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders.
Someone check on Deborah Messing. Deborah Messing already, it brings me no pleasure to report this. Deborah Messing reportedly offed herself after she watched this meeting.
I agreed on much more than people thought. And when he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders...
Michael Rappaport didn't even know that this meeting was taking place. He just felt a disturbance in the force and he had an aneurysm. Like Hosburists are falling left and right. They're just like, oh, they're... Please, Mr. President, why? People are surprised, but if Mao or Stalin were still alive, Trump would 100% glaze them. That is 100,000% a lock. Are you kidding me? 100,000%. You'd be like, Mao, great guy, very powerful, very tall too. Didn't know how tall he was. Turns out I wouldn't expect it, but he was very tall. Very tall guy. Didn't like the birds. Don't quite get that part, but let me tell you, okay? The longest march, they're saying, I can't walk like that, but Mao, he was walking quite a bit, and hey, he unified the country. He dominated the forces, just like I dominate the Democrats. He pushed, and he got the Kuomintang. He got Chiang Kai-shek. Not a big fan of that guy. He's quite the liberal. Just like the Democrats, I pushed the Democrats towards the sea, and Mao pushed Chiang Kai-shek towards Formosa. Believe it, folks. These guys love them. These guys love them. The Chinese, they got little books. I hate reading. They love to read. The Chinese, they're big readers. They got his quotes. Someone needs to put my quotes like Art of the Deal in a book. And we got to give it to every single child. And he's got MAGA red. The book is red. It's little and it's red. And we need a similar red book. Very good guy. Mao Zedong. Very, very good guy. Maybe we'd do a golden book. Not a red one, but a golden one, even though I love the color red. They say red is the color of communism, but in America, red is the color of Trump. Quotations of Trump. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Yeah, what the fuck could you put? I guess quotations of Donald Trump would be his, like, greatest Twitter posts. I don't know if you heard it. Zohran Mamdani talked about Israel committing a genocide in the Oval. Yeah. And not only did he do that, but Donald Trump literally smiles and nods along. Look. Rewind time.
Around the world. I would like to ask Mr. Mamdani, you've accused the U.S. government of committing genocide in Gaza while President Trump was working on peace. Why that?
I've spoken about the Israeli government committing genocide, and I've spoken about our government funding it. And I shared with the president in our meeting about...
Why is he nodding? Yo! This goes even beyond the fascism moniker being used as simple political football, okay? Trump could have easily just been like, yeah, everybody calls everybody fascist. Who cares? Whatever, right? That's just politics. But this is, I think, far more consequential. He doesn't stop him. Anyone else that says some shit, we know how Trump operates, right? We know how Trump operates in moments like this. Anyone else that would say something in his presence that he knows is bad to say, he would have just physically stopped them. He would have been like, nope, I don't agree with this. I think you're out of your mind. You're wrong, and everyone knows you're wrong. He's just sitting there, not interjecting, and even nodding along. That's crazy. Like, think about how he treated Zelensky as opposed to Zohran Mamdani. Think about how he treats the Democrats, like establishment Democrats, as opposed to Zohran Mamdani. As Zohran Mamdani sits there and is like, Israel's doing a genocide, and America's funding said genocide. It's actually unacceptable. Which is true, by the way.
Concern that many New Yorkers have of wanting their tax dollars to go towards the benefit of New Yorkers and their ability to afford basic dignity. And what we see right now is we're in the 9th consecutive year of more than 100,000 school children being homeless in our city. And there's a desperate need not only for the following of human rights, but also the following through on the promises we've made New Yorkers. And I appreciated the meeting we had and the work that we can do.
Do you agree that President Trump did do a peace and work hard to make the peace? Because he worked hard to do the peace in the Middle East and everywhere. Do you agree with that?
I appreciate all efforts towards peace.
Oh God, the second line of questioning is so fucking unbearable. Come on, will you give Donald Trump the credit? Will you give Donald Trump the credit? Okay, dude. Yeah, bro, when you brought it up at that talk with the establishment Dems, they immediately deflected while Trump is like, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I can't even fucking get a word in edgewise about Israel doing a genocide amongst Democrats who are supposed to be like ideologically aligned with me. I got more pushback by the Pod Save America panel than Zohran Mamdani is here next to Donald Trump. How is that possible? Because liberals are garbage in all shades. Trump can at least read the room. No, I think it's totally unacceptable though. Liberals are losing this conversation to right-wingers who at least have the presence of mind to step out of the way when people are saying stuff like this. You understand? The official DNC account is farming Zohran now? No, they have been. They've been farming Zohran. They've been farming Zohran for a while, even though the establishment Democrats are not. Because remember, the Democrats' Twitter account is being is probably like a younger staffer that controls that account.
President, I was going to ask you exactly that. Why do you think there's so much more, so much excitement around this than even some foreign leaders?
Because I think he's different. All right, I think he's different, and that can be in a very positive way. But I think he's different than, your typical guy runs, wins, becomes mayor maybe, and nothing exciting. Because he has a chance to really do something great for New York. New York is at a very critical point. And he does need the help of the federal government to really succeed, and we're going to be helping him. But he's different than, your average candidate. He came out of nowhere. I said He has a great campaign manager standing over there. He came out of nowhere. What'd you start off at 1 or 2?
Oh my God!
I watched. I said, who is this guy? He was at 1, then he was at 3, then he was at 5, then he was at 9. Then he went up to 17. I said, that's getting a little bit interesting, right? And then all of a sudden he wins a primary that nobody expected he was going to win. It's a great tribute. I mean, it's an amazing thing that he did.
And I'll just add.
Oh my God. That's crazy. He said this guy's a great campaign manager. He's glazing everything. He's glazing every aspect of Zohran Mamdani's life right now. What the hell is going on? The glazery is open for business? Bro, this shit is Krispy Kreme. This guy Zohran. Very cool guy. Very good guy. Like him quite a bit. Really brilliant campaigner. I see a lot of myself in him. I mean, that actually does make sense, though, because, like, he does see Zohran as a kindred spirit in some ways, because Zohran Mamdani went after the establishment Democrats and went after the Republicans and got a lot of enmity in the process. And Donald Trump himself also went after establishment Republicans and the Democratic Party and the media in order to secure his place. The biggest indication that he likes him is that he immediately started posting pics of him on True Social. Yeah, remember what he did after Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer? He posted AI videos of Hakeem Jeffries as a Mexican man wearing a sombrero after the first shutdown meeting took place. After the Zohran meeting here, he literally posted side-by-side photos and was like, had a wonderful time. One of the most handsome politicians. He looks straight out of Central Casting. It is a testament to Zohran Mamdani's skills as a communicator. He's a charmer. And I do think him being a charmer and him being somewhat skilled as a communicator in a otherwise barren land of horrible communicators in the realm of American politics gives him a huge advantage. I think that's what it is. Trump smiled at Mamdani in a way he never has with JD. Meanwhile, he's outside the room grasping for any possible way to still glaze him, lol. POTUS has a lot of good moments, but this is an all-timer. I love that that is true, by the way, that Donald Trump is actually unironically infatuated with Zohran Mamdani in a way that he is not with JD Vance. What's funny about these guys is, like, Eric Adams, Andrew Cuomo, they're all compromised and they all want this level of fucking respect from Donald Trump, and they will never get it because they're weak, they're ineffective. Donald Trump fucking hates them. He will use them because he has leverage over them. But with Zohran Mamdani, he doesn't have leverage over Zohran Mamdani because Zohran Mamdani won convincingly against all odds. So he's basically there to take away a little bit of that shine, to stand in the spotlight alongside the affordability candidate, to basically present himself as also someone who's invested in affordability. Do you understand what's going on here? That's why the dynamic is very different. He loves winners. Look at this still from the meeting. It's so over. Yeah, find you somebody who looks at you like Donald Trump looks at Zohran Mamdani. Mike Johnson, we're going to make Zohran Mamdani the face of the Democratic Party. Donald Trump, and what a beautiful face it is. Look at that smile. We love Zohran Mamdani, don't we, folks? I look forward to working with him. He's going to make New York City great again. He's going to make New York City great again. Trump is trying to use Zohran favorability to his favor. Yes. Zohran Mamdani is a candidate that won on affordability. Donald Trump recognizes how important that is right now. It's a major area of weakness for him because he hasn't done shit on affordability, even though he ran on affordability. And that is why he is sucking off Zohran Mamdani's penis in the Oval like he's Bubba. I think it's weird because Trump literally defended Zohran, calling him a despot who betrayed the country. Like, why would he do that? Just because he likes winners? He's doing that because he has to be aligned. He has to be at least aesthetically aligned with Zohran Mamdani because he is trying to get a little bit of that shine. That's it. I think it's more of a bending the knee to him than vice versa. I know everyone will say, oh no, Zohran is bending the knee to Donald Trump. But I think it's the opposite. Trump glazed Zohran at the end, but the video feed cut it off. Wait, really?
Deeply about Jewish safety, and I look forward to rooting out anti-Semitism across the 5 boroughs and protecting Jewish New Yorkers and every New Yorker who calls the city home.
He said that was good. Oh shit. So there you go. Look how happy he is. Look at his face. Look at his fucking face. I told you he was going to be fucking way, way nicer to Zohran in person. this doesn't mean he's not going to keep daggering him. He will. He'll keep playing the song and dance like, oh yeah, Zohran Mamdani, he's crazy. He's a communist. He's a radical communist Marxist. He's out of his mind, whatever. What were they talking about? Life. Very mixed feelings on this White House meeting, says Zach Sage Fox. This is Andrew Cuomo. This is Andrew Cuomo's social media guy. Remember him? Very mixed feelings on this White House meeting. I love when people from different sides come together and work on issues for Americans, but Zohran is a blatant terrorist sympathizer with views that are vehemently anti-American and out of the mainstream. Socialism is no joke. I wish the president pushed him to reform and moderate. Didn't even try. Oh, that's glorious. This makes me very happy.